public figure. They're refusing to comply. On a more personal note, like they're being genuine, like they really want to make that commitment. They really feel like they're being completely forthcoming. However, they are even disillusioned by this energy. Hello, Divine Ones. This is Ashley for FD 1111 Ministries. This is the prophetic reading for the full moon partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus, happening on November 19th. Real quick, I want to mention that I have an in-depth blog post that also has journal prompts for this lunar eclipse that you can visit in the link down in the description box, or if you're listening to the podcast, you can find that in the show notes. This eclipse happens in the third decan of Scorpio, ruled by the Seven of Cups, known as the Lord of Delusions. In my personal deck that I'm currently working on, it is the visions. And these visions come from the heavenly realms. This is the thin veil. As we just stepped out of the veil being thinned during Halloween time. And I have a video breaking down what Halloween means and that whole energy there. And opposite is the sun in Taurus, ruled by the Seven of Coins. And in my deck, it is the straight and narrow, the seven portals known as the seven chakras. So I'm going to get into that energy. We're going to see what happens with these cards. This eclipse happens 4 degrees from the nodes, the north node being in Gemini and the south node being in Sagittarius right now. But this is just a preview of the nodal axis shift that is happening next year for 2022. So this is a sneak peek of that energy that will play out in your life from 2022 to 2023. So this eclipse happens at 3:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This eclipse happens technically at 27 degrees. However, it's almost to 28 degrees. So depending on the Sabian symbol, I rounded up. So I rounded up to 28 degrees of Scorpio. And that Sabian symbol is the king of fairies approaching his domain. So fairies are known as mythological creatures. That's actually my first name when I started, the first channel name that I dreamt of when I named this channel. It was called Fairy Dust 1111, but they are known as mythological creatures. However, they were closely related to Celtic religion and even further in Christian culture for a short period of time. So we have here the 999 energy, fertility and renewal. So that's something I initially heard in the hindsight, because for some people, whoever this message resonates with, that promise is in the hindsight, because you're stepping into going from the delusion, if you will, or faith, and walking into the physical concrete. So going back to this Sabian symbol, so with the fairy, something that was thought to be mythological, however, the manifestation is coming around. So fairies in some systems of belief are connected to elementals. And elementals, you can find that even listed in the scriptures. I have to do a whole nother video on that. So let's see here. Okay. We have the Six of Wands in the reverse, the Lord of Victory. Then we have the Three of Cups in the reverse, the Lord of Abundance. And then on the other side, we have the Queen of Cups upright, and then the Three of Swords upright. So I feel like somebody may be repeating a cycle. They have refused to step into their full power, and they have refused the offer that has been given to them. So that offer could have been from a person. That offer could have also been a job offer. Let's get a little bit of clarity. Well, this was stuck between my two fingers. We have here 10, and this is from a Lenormand deck. And this card is always about hard work, or putting in the work. And for this person, they're not seeing the physical results, or either they're refusing to see the physical results, or either put in the work, the necessary work. They may have been pretty much like a dog chasing their tail, doing a lot of activity, but not really doing the necessary work. Another thing about this card, give me a second. I feel like this is also tied to leaders. What is it? The shaft being, the stock being cut short. So think about like really, really tall, not blades of grass necessarily, but like a wheat field. And the wheat grows really tall, and this sheath here is coming and cutting it down. And for those that may think that they're too high and mighty for to fall in line with the divine spirit's requests, or with God the All, or a higher ranking authority. So this could be like a government official not following in line with a higher ranking official. So that could be in the family unit, but however, I really feel like it's something on the public arena. And with this public figure, they're refusing to comply. On a more personal note, this is definitely a stubborn person. We have here the fox that just fell out. The fox, and what else? The bear. Here I feel like, yeah, it's something like a scandal, like something huge with the bear, and then the fox with this situation means like cunningness, someone being not forthcoming with all of their, I hear, regards. So someone that's insincere with an offer, I feel like. And during this time, during the eclipse, Mercury will trine Neptune. So this can be that disillusionment type of energy. Like someone that's coming through with an offer that's not genuine. It's disingenuous. And either they may even feel like they're being genuine, like they really want to make that commitment. They really feel like they're being completely forthcoming. However, they are even disillusioned by this energy. Or on the flip side, it can be someone that completely has ill intent when they come with this offer. So that could be a contract. It could be even a lover if you want, or it could be even a lover. Keep your vows. Keep your promises. That is from 1 Samuel 1:8 through 18. Okay, another thing that I'm reminded of here. So going back to how I was explaining with these two cards, the Seven of Cups is connected to the Apostle Peter. Now, the Apostle Peter, he was always committed to the cause. Now, he may have been disillusioned at times with his delivery, but he was always committed. And so this is another message for someone that may feel like they maybe they're being tried right now, and they know that they have been taking the necessary steps here with the bear energy and the fox too. They've been taking the necessary steps, but right now what they see is that they're putting in all of this work here with the Seven of Pentacles, but they don't see any tangible results. It's because it's a test. Your faith will always be tested. So keep taking those necessary steps, and eventually you will see the physical manifestation. We have here with the 999 energy, renewal, but that's also fertility. So those seeds that you planted in the ground, they're going to sprout. Just don't trample them, as you're making progress or you're moving forward. Another thing I have to say here, just like Apostle Peter, when he thought that he was doing the correct thing at certain times, especially when they were in the Garden of Gethsemane and the soldier came to come take Yahushua Christ away, that he took the sword, so the sword can be symbolic of the tongue, and he cut the soldier's ear off. So think about that whole analogy. The sword represents the tongue, represents what we say out of our mouth, and the soldier's ear was cut off by the sword. So someone can be belittling or gossiping about another person. I heard initially another fellow brother. So that could be someone, this could be someone in a physical, like traditional Christian church. It has that type of feel to it. It feels like a brotherhood. It could be women, but it feels like a brotherhood. So at times a brotherhood can be very brute, very strong, very much in the ego, especially here with the 7 of coins. So it has that energy of very masculine, very action oriented. I heard something that went really quickly, but however, I seen people sitting around having drinks, but it's not like sipping wine. It's more like a hard type of drink. So what this person could be doing is backstabbing their brethren with their words, gossiping about them, especially with this energy, the fox and the bear, backstabbing their brother with their words, maybe even saying something directly to their face that hurts them. So what they hear, this is going to get back to that person, whether you said it to their face or not, whoever this message resonates with. It could be you, the viewer, doing this, or either being on the receiving end. But regardless, we have here the Lord of Sorrow, the 3 of Swords, represented by the Sacred Heart of Christ, that's broken. Broken because of the commitments, and it feels like the covenant being broken between this brotherhood. Someone could have told somebody else's secrets. It wasn't theirs to tell. That's what I hear. It wasn't yours to tell. So regardless of if you, the person that's on the receiving or the giving end, it wasn't yours to tell. So we have here 12, and that's renewal. That's also a completion, and that represents healing. Healing is here. Purification process, halo cleansing, Holy Spirit miracle. This could have been something that happened in the past. And here with the fertility and renewal, that the Holy Spirit, the Divine Spirit, is giving this opportunity back around. I hear back around. So with that wording, it's like a cycle had to loop around. So that cycle could be a cycle of time, like around a zodiac wheel. Could have been started at a birthday, and then now it's back around to that person's birthday. They could be a Sagittarius. It could be a Pisces, but I really feel like a Sagittarius, some type of placement in Sagittarius, or this could play out in Sagittarius. It could have been something that happened, and then it had to loop around to another opportunity. And that opportunity had to deal with time, especially with that 12. And now it's time for the healing to step in. Everybody had to go and take a break. They had to separate, go off to their corners, almost like a fight, if you will. Like if 2 opponents are boxing it out, and then the ding, 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 the bell came through, was like break. Okay, you go over there, you go over there. So it's a separation that happened. We have all things work out. All things work together perfectly for those selected for a divine purpose. Romans 8:28. So everything works out for the higher good. So give me a second. See where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, everything comes back around full circle. All right, give me a second. If you want to tell somebody something, I feel like this is a time to wait to tell them. I heard the bust. It was like bust a move, but at the same time, it's like bust a like something really quick, like bust a, it was a couple of different words. So it was bust a move and then bust a secret. So you may feel like you want to tell somebody something, but this may not be the time to tell them. We have here the number 12 again. And I actually was thinking about this card when I was talking about healing and the 12. This deals with soul connections. I always think about birds that fly together. It's like an invisible string that leads and guides them together. So like you have a bird or a group of birds or a couple of birds, they'll fly and they just flow together so effortlessly. It's not like one bird going over there, then the other bird going over there, unless they purposely did that. Almost like a dance, if you will. And that's what's happening. This could be a mirror. This could be like the higher self leading the lower self, because there is a merge. There's some healing that has taken place recently. Okay. So one thing I have to point out with the Seven of Pentacles, and if you can see with my card, how it's the chakra system and they're perfectly in alignment. So how you align with this opportunity, you know, this energy with the higher self is aligning your chakra system, but it's not just like going through the repetition, as we spoke about before, like someone just going through the repetition or going through just doing all this different stuff, but they don't see any results. For some people, it's because you're just doing it like brain dead, if you will, just like on autopilot. There's no real feeling. With the Seven of Cups, I feel that energy. I just don't do the steps. The Seven of Pentacles, I feel it. So this may be for you to step away from your, I hear current circumstances for some, from your daily routine, and allow the spirit to lead you through this time. Okay. So there is victory at hand. If you look at the image on the screen, and for those that are listening on the podcast, you can just find the video linked in the show notes, or either you could go to the blog post and you will see all these same images that I'm referring to. So with that fairy, the king and the fairy, the king of the fairies approaching pretty much the promised land. So in the image, I have a lion, the king from the tribe of Judah. And he's looking over at the promised land, but it's in the distance, but he's not too far from it. He has wings, he could fly over there, but if you look closely, he has like a wound on his wings because he's already been through so much. But he's still crowned. His halo, aka his crown, is still glowing because he's still connected. His body, Seven of Pentacles, may have been through some things, but his spirit, Seven of Cups, is still strong. He can still see the vision. He can still feel the promised land within him, and he can still see that promised land. So he's going to continue to put that work in. So that could be a female, you know, it could, that lion just represents like, you know, with symbology, just the highest, the king of the jungle, if you will, or the king of kings, if you will. So it's nothing to do with actual, like a female versus male type of energy. Another card, incoming rewards. What? Oh God, I felt that. You will be enriched in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion. 2 Corinthians 9:11. Look, we receive to be a blessing to others. It's the law of exchange. It's the law of reciprocity. What you put out, you definitely will get back. So if you're a generous person, and let me clarify too, it doesn't mean overgiving to be accepted by others. It's being led by the divine spirit to give and to be consistent in giving of thyself when you're supposed to. We have here the Queen of Cups, and we have a lobster, and that's from the bottom of the gut, the deep, deep self, the deep, deep waters. So the lobsters are like bottom feeders. They pretty much pick up all the debris off the floor of the ocean. So this, I feel like what's going on here with the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Cups with this deck from, what is this deck? Anyway, I'll have it listed. It's black and white. It's, I forgot what it's called. But anyways, so here, it's pretty much what the divine spirit is saying. For those that have really been through a lot, they felt like they were at the bottom all of their life. Like they were getting second, third, fourth, 10th place. They're getting hand-me-down, second hand, fifth hand. You know, they pretty much were, they felt like they were at the bottom of the bottoms. Like they had been dealt a sour hand. That's what that lobster represents, being at the very bottom, feeding at the bottom. However, that generational wealth, blessings, all of that is coming around, especially when I look at the Bear card. There's been several messages about the promised land, about generational blessings and wealth. This also feels very connected to the ancestors when I look here with the two birds on the Lenormand card. All of this feels like ancestors right now. All of this feels like, it feels like the ancestors have already spoken. Like what I see and feel, I feel like, and I see the ancestors whispering in someone's ear. And as they whisper in their ear, the person, they don't feel it, they don't hear it, but in their spirit, they live it out. And what I mean by that, it's like their intuition, like a sense of osmosis, where they just start to walk it out. They just start to do what their ancestors have been prophesying and sending them messages to do. Here with the Eight of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Seven of Pentacles there. Okay, so I'm going to see if I'm supposed to say anything else, maybe pull another card. You know that I'm working on the Angel Lunar Planner for 2022 and 2023, and I have a full overhaul. I've done a full overhaul of this planner. More tools. I have a complete glossary of biblical divination and where you can find that in the Bible, as well as with herbs, oils, crystals, all of that stuff have biblical references. I mean, I'm so excited about it. But anyways, yeah, so I am going to keep the reading as short as possible and straight to the point as possible. Okay, one other card. Nine of Wands, Lord of Great Strength. Dang. And that's coming up. That's the second deacon of Sagittarius. And I also mentioned Sagittarius before. So this could be someone that is a Sagittarius. Okay. So that could be making reference to that. I also heard drumline when I looked down at the card, drumline. So maybe this person is a drummer. Maybe. Maybe they walk to the beat of their own drum. Maybe they're, I hear a profound leader, especially here with the fox energy. So anyways, you guys, if you did enjoy this prophetic reading, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. All of that helps the analytics to reach more individuals. that could use this information, and share if you care to do so. The personal services are listed down below in a link in the show notes or either in the description box. Check out the other playlists that we have here. I really do strive to be of service to the collective. For those that resonate with my content, I do appreciate it so very much, and for your patience. And as of right now, the weekly word and wisdom videos and content are on pause while I finish up these projects. I have so much more that I want to provide for the world, for the collective, and I have to, take a pause on that and really hone in on that at this moment. I have some new services also coming up, and I'm so very grateful, so very humble. I feel so good right now. And I thank you guys so much. Continue to be blessed and allow the anointing to flow on you and through you. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, peace.